is Patty, and my topic today is going to be the importance of multicultural education in schools. Before I start with my claim, I want to define multicultural education as any form of education or teaching that incorporates histories, texts, values, beliefs, and perspectives of people from different cultural values. In no way, shape, or form would this mean removing U.S. history or any other governmental history from schools. It would just mean implementing other cultural histories and understandings so that students have a better understanding of this. My main claim is that making multicultural education a part of mandatory A through G requirements for graduations in high schools will improve the overall success of students. My supporting claims are that multicultural education shifts the balance of power and privilege within the education system. Multicultural education will improve social interaction, and multicultural education will increase the chances of minority success in graduation. So my first claim, multicultural education shifts the balance of power and privilege within the education system. Based on the website National Association for Multicultural Education, or NAME, three of the important claims or subjects that multicultural education identifies and works towards is to eliminate racism and discrimination in society, to achieve social, political, economic, and educational equality, and to promote the understanding of unique cultural and ethnic heritage. By putting multicultural education in the classroom, we're completely shifting the focus of just U.S. history and just the growth of the white population and what that covers, and we're putting the focus on everyone that was affected by this. So we're looking at Native Americans, we're looking at the point of view of different ethnicities and the minority groups that are currently growing. And like I said earlier, it's not taking away from what we're currently learning. It's actually just showing that there is more than one side to history. So instead of proving that the facts are the facts, it's showing that there's more than one side to the story, and that history is actually just the way that people look at things, how they interpret things that have happened, and what they choose to take from it. It would also allow students to find someone that they relate to in history. So from different types of ethnicity, if you're learning about multiple different types of events and how it affected different cultures, you can find someone that they can look up to that looks like them, and someone that has taken action towards an important event. My second claim is that multicultural education will improve social interaction. The increasing diversity in the United States is actually a big factor that a lot of us know about. The article, The State of Diversity in Today's Workforce, on AmericanProgress.org states that between 2000 and 2050, new immigrants and their children will account for 83% of the growth in the working age population. This is a huge deal, because if we don't learn how to interact with people of different backgrounds, then we won't be able to enter the workforce and be successful. Because teachers would be trained in handling cultural awareness issues in the classroom, multicultural education put into the curriculum would ensure this training. It would open classroom discussions and make it safer for students to come up and discuss what they've been through and what their history is in an open and safe environment. And it would also allow for students to learn from each other. So it would provide that safe environment where people would get to learn from their past and get all of those different issues and ideas and problems that they seem to have with their own history, and address them with people that might have differing values, and be able to do that in a safe and non-confrontational way. My third claim is that multicultural education will increase chances of minority success and graduation. Based on the textbook Multicultural Psychology, discrimination may limit social, educational, economic, professional, and political opportunities for students of minority background. If we do start multicultural education in the classroom, again, it would allow these students to feel validated, because they would be learning about role models that look like them, and it would give them someone to work towards, someone to be like. For example, Hispanic students would get to learn more about people like Cesar Chavez, but not only him, other people as well. Women would get to learn about people like them that have gone through different struggles and that have succeeded through this, and it wouldn't just be someone that looks nothing like them, someone that where you're only learning just one different type of the story. According to Sellers Studies in 1997 and 2005, They found positive associations between ethnic identity and academic attitudes of students in color. So students that know and understand their history better have more drive to succeed. Again, this is because they're learning about people like them that have gone through different situations and have succeeded and gone through with life. So just to summarize, my claim was making multicultural education a part of mandatory A through G requirements in high schools will improve overall success of students.
All right, propositions clearly identified, good layout of the the supporting points, that's fine. It's the secondary claims seem to suggest that there is in fact a problem without demonstrating that such a problem exists. There's a presupposition built in there, and I think you need to show that first before you can say that a change is necessary. So there's a lot of data missing on this that that the existing education program neglects this type of information, that there's a harmful consequence to students as a result of that. And I didn't really get any data on that. There's not really much information on that. In the last point, you had one piece of testimony that says that when ethnic identity is involved, it improves academic success, but we don't get any quantifiable information on this. I'm not exactly sure why the source that you cite believes that this is true. So, it seems like there's an idea here and there's an argument to be made, but it feels a little bit incomplete in its development. I thought you signposted the secondary points very clearly while you were speaking. That part was effective. You generally explained the concepts on each of these points. Like I said, what is missing, I think, sometimes is proof that you've got an accurate description. The idea that that some side of the story is being neglected. Well, let's hear what side of the story is being neglected and who is hurt by that, and how changing that is going to fix something. And all I've got is this kind of vague reference that changing something is going to fix something. And I'd like to know a little bit more what it is that we're going to be changing and what it is that we're fixing. It just seems highly abstract at this particular point. On the second point, then there's all this discussion about safety, and I'm wondering what's unsafe now, who has trouble sharing, what are they confronted with that is problematic. I'm not sure. And the idea that something has to be non-confrontational, why does it have to be non-confrontational? Is that, in other words, if somebody disagrees, then automatically it's confrontational and there's something wrong with it. The whole premise of this class is that confrontation is necessary to resolve difficulties and to help us make decisions. So I want to know what it is that we're going to get from this safe zone that is going to be better than arguing whether or not this was a good thing or a bad thing to do, whether or not this was harmful or negative. Did we have the Christopher Columbus speech in here on last week? That's one of those things. Let's have the argument about it. Was Christopher Columbus a hero or a villain? Let's talk about those kinds of issues and what the consequences of it are. Why does it have to be non-confrontational? Or like I said, I think that there needs to be a lot more explanation of what the harms are here, and it seems to be built in there. I didn't hear a lot of source citing on these points. I mean, there's a website that's mentioned at one point. There's a quote from the American Center for Progress. That's the one place that they had a little bit of statistical information. But that's mostly about future growth of the population. And there's an assumption there that immigrant population is automatically going to be hard for people to communicate or relate to. And again, I'm not sure why. If they have similar values when it comes to work, and they want to learn, and they're growing up in the same environment. What is it that is separating people in this situation? And it just seems like there's this assumption that something is wrong without a demonstration of it. All right, thank you.